Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at Noon.
Good afternoon and welcome to Cool News at Noon. I'm Carmen. A man was shot and killed allegedly due to a previous altercation over a parking area in Antipolo City, Rizal on Saturday, August 24, police said. John Kenneth Figueroa was walking home in Barangay Village, Kupang around 1:10 p.m. when he met two unidentified male suspects and a fistfight broke out between them, the police region 4A reported on Sunday, August 25. One of the suspects pulled out a handgun and shot Figueroa in the head, killing him instantly. The suspects fled aboard an unidentified vehicle after the shooting. Investigations revealed that the victim and one of the suspects had a heated altercation over a parking area before the shooting. Investigators were checking if there was a security camera around the crime scene for possible identification of the suspects. Police also launched a manhunt operation to arrest the assailant. Vice President Sara Duterte has vehemently condemned what she called gross abuse of police power allegedly used by authorities during the latest service of arrest warrants against fugitive Apollo Kipuloy, a vote for President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. during the 2022 polls. Duterte issued a statement on Sunday after around 2,000 members of the Philippine National Police raided the KGC compound in Buhagin District, Davao City. To my fellow Filipinos, I am not against implementing any arrest warrants that goes by our law, but it is never acceptable to use violence against innocent citizens and devotees of the kingdom of Jesus Christ. I vehemently condemned the gross abuse of police power in the takeover of the KOGC compound earlier today, which led to the harassment of religious worshippers, the abuse of minors, and the unnecessary loss of life, she added. These acts are not only a blatant violation of constitutionally protected rights but a betrayal of the trust that we Filipinos place in the very institutions sworn to protect and serve us, she further said. The Vice President likewise questioned a series of arrest warrants against Kipuloy, a now Duterte supporter. So I want to ask for forgiveness from all the members, devotees, and constituents for encouraging and begging you to vote for Bobo Marcos Jr. in 2022. May you forgive me, Duterte said. You deserve better. Filipinos deserve better, she added. Let's get into the headlines from around the world. In the meantime, NASA decided Saturday it's too risky to bring two astronauts back to Earth in Boeing's troubled new capsule, and they will have to wait till next year for a ride home with SpaceX. What should have been a week-long test flight for the pair will now last more than 8 months. The seasoned pilots have been stopped at the International Space Station since the beginning of June. A cascade of vaccine thruster failures and helium leaks in the new capsule mirrored their trip to the space station, and they ended up in a holding pattern as engineers conducted tests and debated what to do about the flight back. After almost 3 months, the decision finally came down from NASA's highest ranks on Saturday. Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams will come back in the SpaceX capsule in February. Their empty Starliner capsule will undock in early September and attempt to return on autopilot with a touchdown in the New Mexico desert. As Starliner's test pilots, the pair should have overseen this critical last leg of the journey. A test flight by nature is neither safe nor routine, said NASA Administrator Bill Nelson. The decision is a result of a commitment to safety. Nelson said lessons learned from NASA's two Space Shuttle accidents played a role. This time, he noted, open dialogue was encouraged rather than crushed. This has not been an easy decision, but it is absolutely the right one, added Jim Free, NASA's associate administrator. It was a blow to Boeing, adding to the safety concerns plaguing the company on its airplane side. Boeing had counted on Starliner's first cruise trip to revive the troubled spacecraft revive the troubled spacecraft program after years of delays and ballooning costs. The company had insisted Starliner was safe based on all the recent thruster tests both in space and on the ground. Boeing did not participate in Saturday's news conference by NASA but released a statement. Boeing continues to focus first and foremost on the safety of the crew and spacecraft. The company said it is preparing the spacecraft for a safe and successful return. Rand Corp's John Osbert, a senior engineer who specializes in aerospace and defense, said NASA made a right choice. But the U.S. is still left with egg on its face due to the Starliner design issues that should have been caught earlier. Wilmore, age 61, and Williams, age 58, are both retired Navy captains with previous long-duration spaceflight experience. Before their June 5 launch from Cape Canaveral, Wilmore and Williams said their families bought into the uncertainty and stress of their professional careers decades ago. During their Lone Orbital news conference last month, the astronauts said they had trust in the thruster testing being conducted. They had no complaints, they added, and enjoyed pitching in with space station work. Wilmore's wife, Diana, was equally ecstatic in an interview earlier this month with WVLT-TV in Knoxville, Tennessee, their home state. She was already bracing for a delay. You just sort of have to roll with it. Flight Operations Director Norm Knight said he talked to the astronauts Saturday and they fully support the decision to postpone the return. There were few options. This SpaceX capsule currently parked at the space station is reserved for the 4 residents who have been there since March. They will return in late September. The routine 6-month stay extended a month by the Starliner dilemma. NASA said it will be unsafe to squeeze 2 more into the capsule, except in an emergency. The docked Russian Soyuz capsule is even tighter, capable of flying only 3, 2 of them Russians, wrapping up a year-long stint. So Wilmore and Williams will wait for SpaceX's next taxi flight. It's due to launch in late September with 2 astronauts instead of the usual 4. NASA is yanking 2 to make room for Wilmore and Williams on the return flight in late February. NASA said no serious consideration was given to asking SpaceX for a quick standalone rescue. Last year, the Russian Space Agency had to rush up a replacement Soyuz capsule for 3 men whose original craft was damaged by space junk. The switch pushed their 6-month mission just over a year. Former Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield applauded the decision via X, good to err on the side of caution for astronaut lives. Long missions are what astronauts work their entire career for. I would take it in a heartbeat. Starliner's woes began long before its latest flight. And the United States warned Saturday of a potential environmental disaster in the Red Sea after Houthi rebels struck an oil tanker off the Yemeni coast. The Greek flag Union was struck on Wednesday off the rebel-held port city of Hodeidah with the Iran-backed Houthis claiming to have hit the vessels with drones and missiles. On Friday, the UKMTO maritime agency said 3 fires have been spotted on the ship, while a video released by the Houthis on social media allegedly showed 3 explosions on the ship. The 274-meter-long vessel had departed from Idru and was designed for a port near Athens, carry 150,000 tons of crude oil. The Houthis continued attacks threatened to spill a million barrels of oil into the Red Sea, an amount 4 times the size of the Exxon Valdez disaster, U.S. State Department Matthew Miller said Saturday in a statement. The Exxon Valdez spill in 1989 released 257,000 barrels along the coast of Alaska. While the crew has been evacuated, the Houthis appear determined to sink the ship and its cargo into the area. Sorry, not the area, into the sea, Miller said. The Soyunian's crew of 23 Filipinos and 2 Russians were rescued by a ship with the European Union's Expedite mission. The naval mission also warned the unmanned vessel represented a navigational and environmental hazard. The Houthi rebels launched their campaign against international shipping in November, saying it is in support of Gaza amid the Israel-Hamas war. In March, the Belize flag Lebanese-operated Ruby Mar became the first ship targeted by the Houthis to sink during the conflict. Ruby Mar sank in the Red Sea with 21,000 metric tons of aluminum phosphate sulfate fertilizer on board. The Liberian flag Greek-owned bulk carrier Tutor also sank in June after being struck by the Houthis. Multiple sailors have also been killed or wounded in the attacks, which have severely disrupted global shipping. Through these attacks, the Houthis have made clear they are willing to destroy the fishing industry and regional ecosystems that Yemenis and other communities in the region rely on for their livelihoods, Wheeler said Saturday. We call on the Houthis to cease these actions immediately and urge other nations to step forward to help avert this environmental disaster, he added. It is now 12:12 in the afternoon and koolNews at noon will be right back.
Cool FM. Cool FM is a TVH Group of Networks radio station based in Tondo, Manila.
Welcome back to Cool News Update. Let's continue with our headlines. Police arrested a man suspected of setting fires and causing an explosion at a synagogue in southern France on Saturday in what officials suspect was a terror attack, the country's interior minister said. The suspected perpetrator of the criminal fires at the synagogue has been detained, Minister Gerard Garmanin said on X, adding that officers who made the arrest came under fire. Police earlier said they were hunting for a man who, wrapped in a Palestinian flag, was believed to have set fires at a synagogue and triggered an explosion that injured an officer in the seaside resort of La Grande Motte. An official source who asked not to be named told AFP the arrest took place in the nearby town of Nimes. An official in the state prosecution service added that two people associated with the suspect were also detained. France's interim Prime Minister Gabriel Attal earlier visited the site of the attack along with Darmanin and said we narrowly avoided an absolute tragedy. Once more, French Jews have been targeted and attacked as a result of their beliefs, Attal said. If the synagogue had been filled with worshippers, they probably would have been human victims. Security around Jewish sites was tightened following the attack early Saturday at Bet Yaakov Synagogue in La Grande Motte, near the city of Montpellier. Two cars outside the synagogue were set alight with a gas canister, then likely exploding inside one of the vehicles, police said. Two fires were also started at the entrance of the synagogue, damaging two doors but were quickly put out, investigators said. The wounded police officer had been injured by the blast after rushing to the scene after the fires were started, police said. President Emmanuel Macron called the incident an act of terror, adding on X the fight against anti-Semitism is a daily fight. He said all means are being deployed to apparently suspect. La Grande Monte's mayor, Stéphane Rossignol, said that CCTV had picked up images of an individual setting fire to the cars. In part of the footage, watched and authenticated by AFP, a man is seen with a Palestinian flag deep in around his fist, his head covered by a red Palestinian keffiyeh. The man carried two bottles filled with a yellowish liquid. The footage also seems to show the contours of a handgun. Sources close to the investigation said the suspects left the scene on foot. The fires and explosion came amid a heightened state of alert in France and other European countries because of the war in Gaza. Attal said France's national anti-terror prosecutors have been tasked with investigating the incident. The premier linked it to a rise in anti-Semitism since Palestinian militant group Hamas triggered the Gaza war with its cross-border attack on Israel last year. We are outraged, revolted, and scandalized by this, given that anti-Semitic acts have increased dramatically, even more so since 7th of October, he said, referring to the date of the Hamas attack. The police presence outside Jewish sites in France would be increased following the explosion, Interior Minister Darmanin said. The blast occurred during Sabbat, the Jewish day of rest that runs from sunset Friday to sunset Saturday, with many attending synagogue services. There was, however, no religious service going on at the time of the incident, a police source said. A rabbi and four other people were inside the synagogue, but all were unharmed, investigators said. The town of La Grande Motte has about 8,500 permanent residents, but the population swells during the summer tourism season. Darmanin said this month that the government had counted 887 anti-Semitic acts in France in the first half of 2024, nearly 3 times as many as in the same period in 2023. France is home to the biggest Jewish population outside Israel and the United States, as well as the largest Muslim community in the European Union. The Representative Council of Jewish Institutions in France called the explosion an attempt to kill Jews. The use of a gas canister in a car at the time when worshippers are expected to arrive at the synagogue is not simply a criminal act, CRIF President Jonathan Arfi told AP. This shows an intention to kill. The Israel military announced early Sunday that it was conducting preemptive strikes in Lebanon after detecting preparations for large-scale attacks by the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah. The military also warned Israelis to expect incoming missiles and drones launched by Hezbollah. In an Arabic language message addressed to the residents of southern Lebanon, the military said, "We are monitoring Hezbollah's preparations to carry out large-scale attacks on Israeli territory near your homes. You're in danger. We are attacking and eliminating Hezbollah tracks. Anyone who is near areas where Hezbollah operates should leave immediately to protect themselves and their families," the message posted on Telegram continued. In a separate statement released shortly before 5 a.m., the military said its jets were striking targets in Lebanon that pose an imminent threat to Israelis. Announcing the strikes in a video released at the same time, military spokesman Daniel Hagari said that Hezbollah will soon fire rockets and possibly missiles and UAVs towards Israeli territory. From right next to the homes of Lebanese civilians in the south of Lebanon, we can see that Hezbollah is preparing to launch an extensive attack on Israel while endangering the Lebanese civilians, he added, urging civilians there to move out of harm's way. Hezbollah's ongoing aggression risks dragging the people of Lebanon, the people of Israel, and the whole region into a water escalation. And German police Saturday arrested a second person over a night rampage that killed 3 people at the street festival, and attack claimed by the Islamic State group as revenge for Muslims in Palestine and everywhere. The unidentified knife man fled after striking in the western town of Soligan late on Friday, sparking a manhunt. In a statement on Telegram, IS Amok propaganda arm said that the perpetrator of the attack on the gathering of Christians in the city of Soligan in Germany yesterday was a soldier of the Islamic State. IS said the attack was carried out as revenge for Muslims in Palestine and everywhere, in an apparent reference to Israel's war with Palestinian militant group Hamas in the Gaza Strip. The claim has yet to be verified. German officials had earlier said that a terrorist motive cannot be excluded for the act. A police spokesman told AFP of officers made the latest arrest at a hostel for asylum seekers not far from the scene of Friday's attack in the western city of Soligan. He did not identify the person arrested nor indicate his link to the attack. Early on Saturday, a prosecutor said the first person was arrested, a 15-year-old suspected of failing to report a criminal act. Witnesses had allegedly seen the teen discussing the attack just before it happened with a man who could be the knife man, said Markus Kaspers, prosecutor of Dolesal-Dorf, just west of Kollingen. The people killed were men of 56 and 67 years of age and a 56-year-old woman, officials said. The victims were completely unknown, with no known ties between them, Kaspers told a press conference. 4 of the wounded were in serious condition, officials said, revising down an earlier statement of 5. Chandler of Skulls said the perpetrator must be caught quickly and punished. The attacker struck as thousands of people gathered for the first night of a festival of diversity, part of a series of events to mark Soligan's 650th anniversary. And now, getting into the showbiz happenings, the Military Manpower Administration is set to conduct an on-site inspection to check whether BTS Suga is faithfully performing his military service as a social service worker. Suga of the well-renowned K-pop boy group BTS is currently being investigated by the police for driving an electric scooter under the influence of alcohol. On August 6, Suga was caught by the police drunk driving an electric scooter in Hanam-dong, Yongsan-gu, Seoul. In Korea, electric scooters are classified as vehicles under the Road Traffic Act. His blood alcohol concentration was confirmed to be 0.227%, significantly above the license suspension threshold of 0.08%. According to local reports, the Seoul Regional Military Power Administration is expected to begin an on-site inspection next week at an organization in Yongsan-gu, where Suga is currently serving as a social service worker. The Military Manpower Administration plans to check whether the organization provided any special accommodations to Suga regarding his work attendance and if there were any illegal activities. A representative from the Yongsan District Office will also be present at the inspection for a joint investigation, according to local reports. On August 12, a civic group submitted a complaint through the National Protection System urging a thorough investigation into Suga's military service engagement and calling for strict measures. And now, before we wrap up with cool news at noon, we have an official statement from Able Media. So let's read this one from Able Media. Dear 48G fans, the network is informed tonight, which is yesterday, with the controversy surrounding the president and CEO of SBS Network, Studio 48. All of the evidence presented to us does not reflect our mission, vision, and behavior as a Dear Media partner. As such, we are taking steps further to keep the idol content alive in good hands. We, the Able Media Corporation, are pleased to announce our ongoing proposal stage to officially acquire the assets and stakes from SBS in distributing all your favorite content from AKB48, JKT48, MNL48, and among others under PH2 and TVH network lords. Rest assured, we serve our fellow Wotas in the Philippines with great responsibility and enthusiasm to their beloved Oshis under a well-respected distributor that aligns with the values of all sister groups. With one dream, one sound. Tuloy ang sining ng nagkaisang kababaihan. Kaakibat ng Pilipino. From Stephen Lilanawak del Sol, President of Able Media Corporation. So what does this mean, according to official statement? Well, effective immediately, Able Media will be handling all of the AKB48 related content that was previously distributed from SBS Network. And that is it for Cool News at Noon. As always, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And we will see you later for more headlines with Cool News at 4. Goodbye for now and good afternoon.